Yeah, like I was saying, the 80s basically were a very interesting time for Hasbro, and basically they tried to end the year on top by basically reasserting themselves by, by giving Dick Entertainment the license to do their version of G.I. Joe, basically a continuation of from the movie, thus keeping it sort of in all the same kind of continuity. Yeah, that didn't go over too well. I mean, it did succeed. It did get the opportunity to run for about 2 seasons, so it did have some popularity. But still, some people consider it not the best of the G.I. Joe cartoons at that time. Because one, it looked like it was a little toned down in the violence. And that's of course all due to the fact that Transformers the movie was violent, G.I. Joe the movie was a bit violent. So yeah. And it's also the fact that you had angry parent groups at that time very upset with Hasbro from what I've been basically from what I've read, and I don't think anybody would dispute this. You had basically a lot of parental groups that were upset with Hasbro because, like I said, here's a company in 1986 that had the movie distributor DEG, D. Leonidas, if you will, distribute theatrically across the country, if not the world, 2 of their franchises on the big screen. One that, like I said, in the first part, had a Disney-esque like feel with its musical numbers and stuff in My Little Pony the movie, but then turned a complete 180, if not 360, when they released the very dark, edgy, and more violent, if not more adult-themed Transformers the movie in the summer of '86. So yeah, parental groups, I can say this honestly, in my opinion, really didn't trust Hasbro, and I don't think Hasbro wanted to lose any more money, didn't want to lose any more viewers, if you will, or any more sales on the products, on the toys, so they decided to basically tone a lot of stuff down. And Inhumanoids really didn't help out much either. I mean, even though it ran for 1 season, 13 episodes, it was because it was shows like this, along with the violence that was shown in the movies, that parents, parental groups and all that, parents just could not trust Hasbro anymore, and could not trust Sunbow or Marvel with these shows or whatever. They just couldn't trust them anymore. I mean, Inhumanoids. Let's put it this way: when Inhumanoids came out, people were surprised at how dark it was, how violent it was. No one. I mean, of course, it was based on a toy line by Hasbro, but no one knew how dark and violent it could be. I mean, for example, you have a character by the name of Decompose, that when he touches anybody and he chants "decompose, decompose, decompose," that person basically turns into a giant undead zombie. As a matter of fact, the female lead for the protagonist in this show, not once but twice got turned into a undead female zombie. In fact, the first time she was like that for about an episode and a half, maybe, or something like that. And when they finally confront her, she basically, because her mind is so manipulated by is basically out of whack, if you will, because her mind is so now completely undead and basically more decomposed like. She basically manipulates, I guess, her love interest and grabs him and basically opens up her rib cage and puts him inside her body. So yeah. So yeah, basically Inhumanoids with their tone really didn't help Hasbro much, and that is why Inhumanoids only lasted for 1 year, for 1 season, and why shows like Gem and My Little Pony lasted a lot longer. Because Gem and My Little Pony actually was a bit of a money, kind of kept Hasbro money, basically kept Hasbro and Sunbow and all that and Marvel, kept their pockets filled with money because people would still watch them, they would still buy the toys and stuff. because they were the less violent stuff. Transformers, of course, kind of kept their, because of their popularity, was still kept around. But again, like I said, very interesting, run in the '80s for Hasbro. I'll say that. But that's really all I could say about it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this two-part video. I didn't mean for it to be two parts, but just a lot to get on the minds. But that was basically my take on Hasbro, on the Hasbro company in the 1980s. My opinion on them, my take on it. So let me know what you guys think about it. Do you agree with anything I said here? And that's all I'm going to say, and I'll talk to y'all later. God bless. Take care.